Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the E47 podcast. Tonight I got myself, Hector, also known as CN6, and with me I got Jazzy.
What up?
And Hav.
Yo.
And tonight, guys, we are going to be reviewing episode 5 of The Penguin. But before we get into it, I'd like to remind you guys that you guys can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Make sure you follow our socials at Heat Ray Vision Podcast or go to heatrayvisionpodcast.com. You're going to see all of our links through there. Also, guys, make sure you guys join the Discord. First link in the description. Join it. Come chat with us about anything, movies, video games, all that jazz. And The Penguin episode 5, and we finally have Hav.
For real.
His last appearance
was episode 1.
was episode 1.
Yeah, bro.
He's back.
But episode 5, man, dude, this episode was another, in my opinion, man, another banger, bro. So I'm actually hyped to talk about it. But all right, Hav, start us off, bro.
Okay, so episode 5, we open up to, it takes place right after how episode 4 ends, where she ends up gassing all of the Falcons, right?
Yeah, dude.
Do they call them Falcone or Falcone? I forget.
I heard Falcons.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's pronounced both ways, but I know
Yeah.
I know that it's pronounced differently in depending.
Yeah.
So in the last episode, she ends up turning on the gas and ends up killing everybody, except for that one uncle, Viddy.
Yeah, Johnny Viddy.
Yeah. So what happens is literally it opens up. It says, "Oh wait, we're not there yet." Oh, that's a little later. It opens up on Oz. It opens up with Oz, and he lights the match. It tells Vic about that Rex guy. He talks about a mobster, back in my day, I knew this one guy at the time, blah blah blah. And as they walk away, Vic apologizes to Oz for wrecking the car, because when he went to go save him, he crashed and he tried to save him and shit. But he brushes him off and he actually thanks him, and he was like, I knew you would come back and this stuff, right? And then a bunch of Oz's guys come in and they show him Salvatore Maroni's son, who is Taj, and that they were going to use him as a bait for blackmail.
Yeah, to get their shrooms.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, I saw this online as well. Is the way they show,
Dude, I was about to bring this up.
The way they show, what was the name again?
Taj?
Was it Taj?
Yeah, the nephew.
son?
Yeah, was it the son or nephew?
No, it's Maroni's son.
Maroni's son.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Taj.
Just because Mario said nephew, that confused me. His son, yeah. We see TikTok, man.
Yeah.
And so now TikTok is now canon
In Gotham.
to the Matt Reeves universe. It's now canon.
It's funny too because it's it literally shows the TikTok logo when he puts it up on the phone.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
what's weird.
Other people will just have an interface of a video playing.
Yeah.
And you just assume it's YouTube.
It's probably it's a shill, man. Probably TikTok paid him or some shit, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like the opening scene where we get his purple Maserati burning and shit, and we see that Victor's having a heartfelt conversation with Oz, saying basically Oz just saying, "Hey, I knew you'd come back," and you could. This is where you start to see Victor's hunger, man. Where he's like, "Okay, you know what? I'm locked in. Let's do it." And you could see that the bond is a lot stronger than it was before. Now there's no doubts. Now there's I understand what I got to do. Let's fucking do it. And I don't know. I just really like that scene a lot.
You can tell too when they go to the tattoo parlor shop and they go to capture Taj Maroni.
Mm-hmm.
You can even see in the way that Vic tackles him and punches him into the ground and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the most committed I've seen Vic in
Absolutely.
this whole organization.
Absolutely.
That's kind of when I took. That's what I kind of picked up. He's now locked in with this lifestyle.
And I mentioned this in the other pod, Hav. I don't know if you weren't in a part of it, where I said I like the change that they're going for with the Penguin, whereas it was Batman that picked up a kid off the street that was trying to steal his wheels, and that was who we know was Jason Todd. Whereas here it's the opposite, where this time it's the Penguin that has a sidekick and is taking him under his wing and trying to build that type of bond. I really do like that switcheroo that they did. I think it's really kind of unique, and I don't know, I really like it. But that's what I said in the last pods. I forgot what
I like how
what it was,
when Vic threw that punch, he struggled with it. Because it wasn't instant. It was oh, am I really about to punch this guy? Am I really about to do it? And I'm just and it shows that it's not easy for him, but he is committed to it. And that's what I think I really enjoyed about that scene in particular.
Hell yeah. And I really like, too, when they were about to capture, because he's there listening to, like, the song and shit, like, his music, and you just hear muffled shots, and it's the penguin shooting. Like, I don't know. I just like that. I like the Italian mobster type of shit. You know what I mean? Like, the Godfather type shit. I don't know what it is, man, but I don't know. I just really fucking like it. And we actually saw some more of that in this episode, especially what Oz be doing, man. Oz be wilding out, bro. Bro's crashing out, bro. But we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, sorry to cut you off.
Oh, you're good, man. So eventually they find Taj at a tattoo parlor.
Yeah.
And they come in and they start gunning everybody in there except for Taj. Instead, they just knock him out and they take him as hostage. After that, we fast forward to Blackgate, where Oz shows up to meet up with Salvatore Maroni and his wife Nadia, and he shows them a Polaroid of the beat up Taj, all beat up and bruised and shit. And obviously they're like, "What the fuck?" Right? He's accusing him of using him as a pawn and shit. And Oz replies that the only way to get their son back is to give him back the stolen supply of the mushrooms, which is what they used to create that bliss drug, right? So he initially just requests that Nadia go and pick up his son in exchange for the shrooms. But Nadia is I think both Nadia and Salvatore were like hesitant. They're like, "Nah, we don't fucking trust you." He's like, "Fine, you can bring one bodyguard, but that's it. Anything else in it's for fucking raps." But he tries to assure them like, "Oh, Taj is fine. He's okay. Let's just have this little exchange and we'll let bygones be bygones or whatever." And it's funny because there's that moment where Nadia's like, they're speaking in their language. I'm assuming what are they speaking? Italian?
Probably, man. I have no
No,
idea.
it's not
What
Italian.
is it?
No, it's like I think it's like
Like a European language? Like
no, it's a
Russian?
Middle Eastern language.
Middle Eastern.
Or what are they? No, they talked about it. I forgot what episode it was. You know how they do the post mini show at the end of each
I don't
episode?
watch that.
I do. I watched that, and they explain like where they're from and shit. But I forgot what the fuck it was. Oh
I
my
didn't catch
god.
that.
All right, well, it's not Italian. It's just
Yeah.
a different language.
Yeah, but in their language, she was like, "We can't trust him. He's a fucking snake. He's a rat." And Salvatore like, "Well, yeah, no shit. But he has her son. We have no other choice. We got to do this." And so they're kind of left at a crossroads. They just have no choice. They're like, "You know what? Fuck it, right?" So they ends up agreeing to the exchange, agreeing to the deal, right? As Oz leaves Blackgate, he sees a news report on the TV about a gas leak that happened at the Falcone estate, and that's when he's kind of like, "Whoa, what the fuck is going on?" And from there, that's when we transition from Oz and the Maronis and all that situation, fast forwarding to where Sophia is, and Sophia is basically there. She's being interrogated by the police department, right? That one cop that's there, which if you remember, that's the cop from the Batman.
I knew I knew he looked familiar.
I was
bro.
gonna say, I'm like,
This guy looks familiar.
I'm
and,
like, was he in the
especially his
movie?
voice.
His talking. That's the guy from the Batman.
Yo, I like his voice, man. I don't know what it is. It's like super unique, and it sounds like an old school detective, bro.
We find out he has a disability.
I mean, he probably, bro. I mean, he lost his voice. Like, it looks like he lost his voice or some shit, because after when he says bye, he says like, "Have a good day," and like his voice cracks or something. But I don't know what it is. I just like his voice, bro.
I get you.
I don't know. Mario and the other pods have Mario was saying that he likes Nadia's voice.
Why?
I don't know.
It was cool.
Like, it's deep. Deep voice.
Deep ass
Yeah, it's
woman
cool.
talking.
It's cool, but yeah, dude, I don't know. Okay, so because I was like, dude, this guy looks familiar. I don't know where he's from.
Yeah, he's from the Batman movie.
from the Batman.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
He had an exchange with Batman in the movie.
Really?
Yeah. The one where like Batman passes out from the explosion and they bring him back to GCPD.
Oh, and he starts like fighting.
He
everybody?
starts fighting everybody, and some dude tries to take off his mask.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, the
Yes.
cop was there. He was like, "I could have you in for assault to the officer." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Now I have you on a charge of assaulting an officer. You have me on assaulting 3. He says that shit.
I remember.
I thought
now.
that was a cold line, but yeah, it's that guy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I remember.
Yeah. But so we see that guy from the Batman movie, and he's asking questions about Sophia, basically asking like, "Hey, what happened here? How were you the only survivor? How come you and the girl survived? Where did John Vitti go?" That's his name, right, Johnny?
Oh yeah, Johnny Vitti.
Johnny Vitti, like, where's he at? Because he's not in this building, and she just has an answer for every question. And he's a little suspicious, but he lets it kind of go. He's like, "All right, well, have a good day. We'll let you know what happens." And then we find out that Let me see where I'm at. This isn't where we find out that she's keeping him hostage. He has him like captured or something.
Yeah.
Is that in the basement or where is that?
It's like a different like building, bro, and it's like kind of downstairs where they have like the other Falcons, like.
Oh, you're
buried.
right. Where they have it's like a burial place.
Yeah, like a burial place.
Because on the wall
they have like gold plaques or some shit.
Yeah, and they have the names of the people who passed. Yeah, you're right, bro. I remember now. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a family burial site. Okay, so yeah, she goes down there, and we find out that she's holding Viddy down there as hostage, and she's trying to torture him and all this other stuff, but he doesn't want to give away the information that she wants because he knows that no matter what I say, if I give it to you, you're still gonna kill me and stuff. So he's trying to keep his mouth shut or whatever, but then she tries to torture him, so like she dumps water over him.
Cold water.
And it's cold as fuck down there.
It's
and
cold
shit.
as fuck. Yep.
But
yeah, she's trying to find where like her father kept like his go money or something like that.
The money.
And then obviously Viddy's like, yeah, fuck that, because you're just gonna kill me and stuff. Meanwhile, Oz and his men are still at, they're keeping Taj at the Eve's, Carlo, like it's
the girl's apartment.
The girl's apartment. Yeah, that girl.
His girl, I guess.
His girl. Yeah, I never understood that dynamic. I'm like, are they actually together? Or like, is Oz?
It seems like they kind of are.
Yeah, right. But I don't know. I
don't think they're together, but you can definitely
buy it.
tell they're like they have history, like obviously.
Type shit. That's kind of how I took it.
Like they want to be a thing, but like shit stops them from being official, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say maybe she just wants for the money, but then again, Oz is still in the bottom, low key a little bit.
That's facts.
But and it's basically she is promising that nothing's gonna happen to her, and obviously she's getting mad because like, hey, why the fuck are you putting me in this situation? And yeah, so Oz at this point, Oz already found some men. I don't know where these guys came from. When these guys came, Mario, I was thinking of you, bro.
What do you mean?
I was like, oh shit, because don't you remember the last pod? You're like, oh yeah, Oz is gonna form like a group, like his men. And shit. And I was like, I'll be surprised, bro. But yeah, he did. And I wonder where they came from.
I don't know.
I'm
assuming they're just the people who work in his operation.
Yeah, like people like Oz.
Yeah, but like those guys are under the impression of like they're working for the Falcons, because Oz works for the Falcon. You know what I
Or maybe
mean?
they're just loyal to Oz. They're like, fuck the Falcons.
Yeah,
It could be that also. You never know.
But anyway, they're there in the living room. They're watching like the news of like exactly what's been going on and shit. And and I forgot. This is the part where isn't this the part where like he picks up the phone, where he hold on, am I going ahead or something? Because they're still in the apartment, right? They're still in the apartment.
And this is where Oz tells Vic to go pick up his mom.
Oh.
Yeah. While he go and does the exchange with Nadia. And
Oh
her
yes,
son.
you're right, Hav. You're right. I'm tweaking, bro. And as that's happening, they're coming up with the plan essentially of what they're gonna do. But this is a cool scene as well, where we're at with Sophia and Viddy down in that basement, and this is where like we kind of get more information on what exactly happened with Sophia's mother. And Viddy kind of announces that she actually wanted to leave Carmine because he was just like, I guess, abusive. He was just like a shitty husband, I guess.
Yeah.
And she wanted to leave, and she couldn't because she had kids. She had Sophia and Alberto. And Johnny Viddy's like kind of being a dick, but like, hey, she could have left, but she came back because of you kids, and because of if she didn't have you guys, it would have been a lot easier for her. And he kind of, you could see him like feel bad about the situation because they were cousins, saying like, hey, I introduced her to Carmine, it's my fault. And this is where Sophia's kind of snapping like, yo, what the fuck, no way, you're lying. And I just really like this scene because I'm like, the way that they presented Sophia's mother's backstory, and it's kind of like a full circle moment, like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But also it kind of, you could start to see Sophia's like head turning, like some gears turning, like, okay, this is what happened, bet, fuck this family, where it's because of this, it's a wraps, where she finally makes a decision, fuck this family. And you could see that happening while she's having the convo with him, especially when she like gets the bucket and like puts the bucket in front of him and starts sitting like next to him. And this is where Vidi is basically saying, hey, like, I failed your mother, I couldn't help her, at least let me help you. And that's where it cuts black and we get to the next scene. Mario, you want to take it here?
Hold on, I'm trying to catch up to you guys. So basically, after that, hold up.
Or do you have it ready?
I have it. So Vic goes and picks up Oz's mom, and for a second she's like, I'm assuming, is she ill? She's ill about something, right? Because at first she thinks
she has
dementia.
There you go. That.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I remember now. Dementia.
Yes, she has dementia.
So when Vic goes to pick her up, she confuses him with Oz. And she gives him like a baseball glove. Like, remember this when you were a kid? And she's like, no, that's...
No, it was her other kid.
Actually, I have a question.
It was her other kid.
Oh, she confuses him with her other kid, not Oz.
Not Oz. Yeah, because later on in the episode, I know I'm jumping ahead, but later on in the episode, Oz talks about like, oh, this was my brother's mitt.
Oh.
Dude, that's my question. In the comics, does Oz have, or the Penguin, does he have brothers?
Not that I know of.
I don't know.
So this is something the show's doing brand new.
I wouldn't say brand new.
I don't know.
Okay, my bad.
It could be lore.
I'm not sure.
But I don't know.
For sure, they did some new shit for sure with Sophia, and we could get that later.
All right.
Later on. But yeah, they did a lot. They changed a lot with her.
Okay.
But, yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. But anyway, go.
No, as I was saying, she was showing him a baseball glove, and then he reminds her who he really is. It's like, hey, I'm not him. I'm Vic. I help out your son. And then that's when she kind of snaps out of it, and she kind of like gets out of bed all mad and shit. She just kind of starts getting an attitude with him. And then that's when Vic sees the bruise on her arm. But Vic tells Oz's mom about the death of the Falcone family, and he actually ends up lying to her, telling her that Oz was the one that killed the Falcone family. Not knowing what to do, he tells her that, he killed her family, and she was very much approved. She was like, oh, my son finally made something of himself, right?
Hell yeah, she was like hyped.
Yeah, that's facts.
That is crazy.
So, anyways, back in the prison cell, Salvatore Maroni is being visited by Mikey, who is one of Oz's guys, who's just Oz's men disguised as a prison guard.
Yeah.
And this is when he tries to attempt to
This is crazy.
I wasn't
kill
expecting
him.
this.
Yep.
He starts to shank him and shit in the prison.
That was crazy. I was like, holy shit! Like, I was not expecting that.
I kind of got disappointed when I saw it. That was just me, because I was like, really? We don't see that much of Salvatore Maroni, and
Dude,
this is how he goes out?
That's what I thought. I'm like, damn, that's how he goes out, bro. Like, damn.
Yeah.
That did bug me. I won't lie.
But then later on, when we saw that he didn't die,
Yeah.
I was like, W, bro, because like, yeah, Falcone is gone, but like he had a pretty big role in the Batman. But like, if you know Batman lore, both crime families are big, like they're business in fucking Gotham, bro. So
Yeah,
I had
so
a
the
feeling
fact that like
one
the
of them
Falcones
might
is
have
gone. And
and then Maroni just gets shanked. I was like, no way, this is all we're gonna see of Maroni, bro.
Exactly.
But no, man. So like later on, you find out he's alive. But
Yeah.
at this point, when I saw him get shanked, I was like, nah, dog, fuck.
Yeah,
I
was
did
not
get a bit
expecting it.
disappointed. I was like, really, bro?
Yeah, me too. What about you, Mario? What did you think about that?
To me, I wasn't going to be disappointed if this is how he went out. I thought it was a little bit cool, so I guess I am a little bit different from you guys because, I don't know, in each episode so far, there's been something where I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe they just did that. In the last episode, it was Sophia finding the truth out about the Penguin. I didn't think he would she would find out that quick, that right away, if I was being honest with you.
Yeah.
In this episode, it was this guy getting fucking stabbed, because I thought he was going to be play a part of the show until maybe the very end. I don't know. So when I saw this and I thought he died, I was just like, what the fuck? I'm like, no way, this is how he goes out, bro. So
here, dude, they do it kind of well here because it's one of those things where like, oh, because after the whole shanking is happening, he's like, oh, this is for Oz, and he shanks him. He's like, what the fuck? And then it cuts to black, and then we get to the next scene. Usually with some movies, I guess they don't show anything at all. Like, it just cuts black, or they don't show the character die and stuff. But here, they did it in a way where like it was believable. And I guess it's just because the dude shanked him multiple times.
Oh yeah, dude.
And it was in the gut.
Yeah.
And then it cut. So like it was believable. But then again, you could make the argument, well, yes, it was a couple of shanks in the gut, but it's also still possible to survive it, right? So I really did, even though I was disappointed at first, I'm like, dang, that's how he goes out and that's it. But I got hyped when I realized, oh shit, he's actually here, and that's because the way they did it, they essentially got my ass, bro. They got my ass, and I was like, holy fucking shit. So while this is happening, it cuts to black, and we just assume, oh shit, that's how he goes out. That's when Oz is
at the parking garage.
He's
And he
meeting
meets up with
Nadia.
Nadia so they can do the exchange. So he has obviously Taj, and Nadia has the shrooms, which is the product that they use to make bliss. And so they meet up, and then they try to do the exchange. And at first they're trying to be weirdos. They're like, "You go first, nah. You go first, nah. Fuck that." And like they're just being weirdos and shit.
I don't blame him.
So
I
think eventually he's like, "Fine, I'll be nice, right?" And he lets Taj go in first, and he's all like wet and shit. He's like drenched in water or whatever the fuck. And at that point, that's when there was the whole thing was a trap, right?
Yeah.
That's when Nadia's people who are hiding out there on top of like that railing, that balcony thing on top. That's when they bust out with
guns,
and they start shooting and shit. And then, Oz is shooting back, and there's a whole like gunfight, and eventually Oz just gets sick of it, bro. And this is actually my favorite scene in the episode, bro. This scene was fire.
Because with those guys that popped up, his driver, because the plan was like, okay, cool, you're gonna get your guy, but my guy is gonna drive
the
truck and and drive away. And she's like, no, fuck that. That guy actually took out like 3 of those dudes on there, and then Oz took out maybe 2, and then that's where like, oh, you try to fuck me over type shit. Well, I was gonna fuck you over too type of thing. And then go ahead, I'll let you take, because you said you really like this.
My favorite scene right here is like during the gunfight and everything, and you find out that like he delivers Taj to his mom, to Nadia, all wet, and that's because he lights a lighter and drops it at his trail, and it turns out it was gasoline. And the trail of fire leads up to both Nadia and Taj, who were hugging, and lights them both on fire and murders them. And that scene was super fucking cool, dude. I was like, oh shit. You're like,
and like as they're burning, you get a look of the penguin just looking at them like
looking at the fire and stuff. Well, he likes it because in this entire show we've kind of seen him be nothing but a coward. Be kind of like just nothing but a swindler. He's kind of nothing. So his whole thing is wanting to rise to power and wanting to feel just a bit of what either crime family, right, Falcone or Maroney's, to feel that kind of power and stuff. So for him to see that is kind of like he's almost kind of proud of himself to see that he is finally taking over and like killing off the competition per se, right?
Yeah, like he finally has that sense of power. You know what I mean? That he's been striving for. And so after this, right, obviously because of the fire, the alarm goes off, and so after like it starts spewing like, well, what is that? It wasn't even water. It was like,
no, it's like it, but it is
like the fire extinguisher shit.
Yeah, it's like the fire extinguisher. It's like a system that goes off when it detects fire.
Yeah, so they're like, oh shit, we gotta get the fuck out of here. They leave, and they finally stop at this location, and then they realize that most of the bliss has gone bad due to that fire extinguisher bullshit, and that they only have 2 buckets worth of the drug. And with that happening, right, panicked, right, Oz is like, fuck, I gotta call Mikey to see what the fuck is going on, and asks, hey, is Salvatore dead? And where Salvatore is the one that answers and says, Mikey's dead. And this is a part where Salvatore ends up threatening Oz, to which Oz responds by telling him that, well, no, this is funny because he's like, Salvatore's like, you're cooked. He's like, you're cooked. And then Oz like, cooked, huh? Cooked. It's like, why don't you go call your wife and see if she picks up?
That was
bullshit.
That was another good scene. I like that part.
That.
That's where I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, and so after he hangs up, but this is really cool, man, where you could see, even though Oz, like, he's taking himself as like the big bad, like he's getting the power shit, you could still see him still panic. Because even though he kept us cool with that call, shit didn't go as planned. He's like, ah, fuck. Like, Mikey's he's dead, blah, blah, blah. Hangs up. Immediately calls Vic. And you could tell the stress is getting to him, bro. He's like, oh, fuck. Even though he plays a persona of like, oh, I'm chill, man. You fuck with the wrong guy. Hangs up, calls, Vic, tell me my mom's fine or whatever. And then Vic is like, she's like stuttering. And then fucking Penguin, like, he's had it. Because before, he'd respect the stutter, but this time he's like, Vic, just tell me, is she fine? He's like, she's fine. And he's freaking out, and he says, okay, listen, shit didn't go as planned. And he basically tells Vic to take her mother his mother to a safe location where nobody would think to look. And so, yeah, that's where we're finally back at the Falcone estate. Sophia is visited by Julian, man, who tells her that he kept quiet because he was questioned by the police. And he actually decides to join Sophia. Almost like he's kind of like a weird character, man, because I'm like, what is his ball game? Because we could tell he's kind of attracted to her and shit, but he's like, whatever's next, I want to be a part of. Like, he just wants to join the team.
You think he's power hungry?
You think so, man? I mean,
you think it's a mix of him being attracted to Sophia and like, hey, I want this power also?
I don't know, bro. I don't think it's that. It's just.
Are y'all attracted to Sophia?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, bro.
I'll be honest. At first, I wasn't.
Not crazy.
At first, I
Not
wasn't.
Me though.
The dress sold me though.
the yellow dress.
Me too.
Right? Wasn't that
crazy?
The dress sold me. So anyway, where were we?
No, after that, she's
go ahead.
basically Julian basically like saying like, hey, whatever you're doing next, I want to join you. And Sophia's like, all right, you can join. And then as she's doing that, she's looking at this fur coat, and there's something very interesting on the fur coat, and it says the name of her mom, Isabella Gigante, on it, right? And so you see that, then it cuts to the next scene where Sophia's basically walking into a room full of
Falcone's men.
Yeah, Falcone's men and everything, and she basically says like, "Yep, guys, I'm just gonna say the elephant in the room. Yeah, I killed the Falcones. I'm the one that did it. They betrayed my trust. They fucked me over, and I want to start a new family. Fuck, the Falcones are dead. We're the Gigantes now." So she's basically starting up her own new crime family and everything, right? And she's like, "Hey, all you guys can make a name for yourself. Everyone here has a name besides Johnny Vitti here. He's a made man." But you guys are nothing. And so basically she starts basically laying down like the ground rules of what they're gonna do. She wants to end the beef with the Maronis, and Johnny Vitti is like, what are you doing? Like, what do you mean? No, we gotta get payback. And this part right here, bro. Dude, I wasn't expecting this shit.
This shit was
as
crazy
he's saying
as
this shit, basically going against what Sophia's saying, Sophia just quickly, like without remorse, no second thought, pulls out the fucking a gun and shoots him right in the fucking head. And I'm just like, holy shit! I was not fucking expecting that. This is why I keep saying every episode, bro, has something where I'm just like, bro, they can't keep doing this, man. Because I legit thought, I'm like, damn, how is she gonna incorporate this guy into her new family?
Yeah.
Like, this man literally tried fucking you over every step of the way. Now you're gonna put him in your inner circle.
Yeah.
And so when she did this, I was like, oh well, there goes that fucking thought. Because I'm like, now she don't gotta deal with them no more. But what do you guys think about that scene?
Go ahead. I'll let you go first.
So for me, it was honestly, I'm gonna be real, bro. It was kind of like what's the word? I went brain dead. What's the word when
brain
like
dead?
Yeah, like I can't think of the word.
You were shocked?
No, not shocked. It felt
Caught off guard?
It felt good.
Oh.
It felt good to see it because the entire show,
felt like
Johnny
Julian.
Vitti was giving her a bunch of shit,
I
like
know
always
what you mean.
belittling her, demeaning her, talking shit
okay.
about her. Like I know.
Satisfied?
Yeah, that's the word.
Satisfying.
I'm fucking stupid, bro. I'm dumb as hell. Yeah, It was
When you said
satisfying.
good, I was like, you probably feel satisfied.
Yeah. So it was satisfying to see Sophia shoot him in the face because it was finally not only like her way of sort of like in a way. Okay, so in a lot of ways, it's cool because something that I noticed watching the show, and again, I've been absent for quite a few episodes. So I'm sure you guys probably brought it up, but there's a lot, and I mean there's a lot of similarities between Sophia and Oz. Both kind of being nothing, both being looked down, both wanting a strive for power. And I took her shooting Vitti in the face and looking over his corpse and making her stance with the rest of the people in the room is equivalent to that of Oz lighting Nadia and Taj on fire and looking down on them and feeling that sense of power. If you notice, their stories are kind of running at these parallels, and I see a lot of connections between the two. So that's something that I really like, that they're going in the direction of this show.
Absolutely.
But I also really like how satisfying it was for her to shoot him, because the entire show he's always been talking shit to her, always demeaning her and all this other shit because she was in Arkham for 10 years. And so for her to finally stand her ground and shoot him in the face, I thought was really satisfying. I was like, finally, bro.
Oh yeah, it was.
And it was her way of kind of like establishing her power and her new role in taking over the crime family now.
Hell yeah, bro.
It's something that Mario didn't mention was that, is that she said that the Falcons from here on out were no more, and that from now on they were going to be that she would be leading the Gigantes.
Yes.
And then when it was her saying that made Johnny interject and say, hey, let's not jump into rash decisions, and then that's when he shoots her.
Yeah. So not only was that like a new chapter for her, but it also showcased that she means business and like she's not fucking around. And obviously that is the impression that you need to make for people to join you, especially when she says, hey, the Falcons has just been treating you guys as expendable, but whatever. But nah, fuck that. This new family, we're gonna be loyal, and you're gonna get paid for what you guys actually deserve, and shit like that. And that's where she takes a duffel bag and dumps it all on the table, and has all the guys like taking all the money and shit. And what's interesting too is in the show is that they're choosing the name Gigante because that's her like maiden name, right?
The mom's, yeah.
But in the comic books, like her name was actually Falcone. Like she doesn't have Gigante on it. She only gets it because she ends up marrying someone else. She marries like another mobster, and she takes that name, right? But she doesn't form like another family. One thing I've noticed as well from the comics of Sophia to here is, in the comics she's actually more ruthless. In the comics she's actually the Hangman, and there's a comic, a storyline called
The Long Halloween.
No, the one after the Dark Victory, where she actually ends up killing her own brother.
Whoa.
And what's interesting is that they're completely changing like Sophia from here to the comics, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I like it a lot here in the show because it's definitely unique, and I do like the twist, and I like the fact that you could, I guess, I just like when movies and shows, bro, they show a quote unquote evil type of character, but you could see them why they're that way. Does that make sense? And whereas in the comics, man, it's just like one of those typical like villains that Batman ends up facing and stopping, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But here they decided to go to a deeper meaning level with the character and actually flesh her out and just, I guess, change her up a bit. And to be honest, it's not one of those things where I'm upset because they changed the comic book lore. And that's because in the comics she's just another villain that's nothing like crazy. Like, for example, I don't know if you, in episode 4, I said this in the pod, Hav, you weren't here, where Magpie's in there. That's another like C-list, D-list villain that she talks to.
The
like,
crazy
the
chick?
Crazy chick, yeah. And I explained to Mario and in the pod who she was in the comics, and like she's like a weirdo like type shit, and she ends up dying in the comics in the new, not the new 52, in the OG ones. And how she's not that necessarily important and stuff, so I'm not really worried about what happened to her type shit. Sophia is kind of in that realm where she is a villain in the comics and she does all these fucked up things, and I'm not super like pitchfork like she has to be just like the comics, because she's not like more like such an important character if you were compare her to Batman and shit. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I do like the change. I think it's I think it's unique, and I think it's a nice little like twist into the story, especially what I said before with the Penguin taking someone and putting him under his wing, rather than, you know, Batman doing that to like with a Robin or Jason Todd type shit. You know what I mean? I do like the changes that they're doing, but yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know. I don't know if you guys knew that about her, and the name that she got here, because here that's a part of her name, maiden name. But in the comics, she actually married someone with another mobster that has that last name.
Who was the mobster? Nobody, or just?
He was I'm trying to remember, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. So much shit I don't remember, because this was after Batman: The Long Halloween. So I don't remember, but all I know, he was like another like a known mobster in the area.
All right. Okay.
Does that make sense?
All right.
But yeah, that's pretty much her story, and the way they're changing things, and also here finally, we're kind of getting that evil side of her, like her snapping. I mean, she killed all of her family. She fucking shot Johnny Vitti straight to the fucking head, bro, like nothing. So we do see those things, but they did it in a way where, even though she's doing these things, it feels satisfying, because the way they wrote her character makes you understand why she is that way.
Yeah.
And I just like when villains do that, and I feel like that's like a good. Because technically speaking, we could technically say that she's a villain, which is kind of weird to say, because Oz is not that really a great person either.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can't necessarily pinpoint necessarily who's a villain. All I see is people doing bad things to get what they want, you know? And so I do like that as well. But anyway, I just want to let y'all know that. But where were we?
No, I think after this is when Vic takes Oz's mom to Crown Point.
Mm-hmm.
They go to Crown Point, and as they're getting out of the car or whatever, that's when a local drug dealer spots Oz, and it's the drug dealer from episode 2 when they're on that roof.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, it's like the
Squid, bro.
There you go, him. I was trying to remember his fucking name, but I didn't remember his name. He spots him. And so basically, they just Vic takes her to the apartment, and she basically just tells Vic, "Is like, oh, I hate, what's it, East Gotham, I believe she says exactly, because she says that it reminds her of where she took care of her sons, and that East Gotham always takes something from you, and I guess that's right because I mean, look what happened to Vic. Sadly, his family got taken away, but let's see. After that, I think that's when it cuts to Oz basically storming into Eve's apartment. And at this point, Oz is just—he's
crashing out, bro.
Yeah, man. He's not looking good. This whole episode, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I noticed it here. I'm like, damn, Oz is just taking L's this whole episode. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or even his 1W where he takes out the wife of the Maroni and his son. It's like it still feels like an L because he lost the bliss. Only 2 buckets were usable. And then here we are here in this scene where he basically comes to Eve's apartment. He's crashing out saying like, hey, come to me at Ground Point. And she's like, no, I'm only going to hold you back. And Oz basically, Lucian's like, what? You're ditching me now? I'm no longer good enough for you. And he starts throwing shit.
Saying that to a stripper.
It's an evil world. It's an evil world, bro.
Never me, bro.
That's facts. That's facts.
Imagine crashing out because your prostitute girlfriend can't
doesn't
want to
come with you.
No, that is crazy.
No, but this is, hey, ladies and gentlemen, or just the gentlemen. Hey, man, that's why you don't commit to a hoe, man. Like, look at that. You do all this shit. You do everything for her, but she still don't want to ride with you when you're at your lowest. Because at this point, Oz is at his low right now.
Yeah, dude.
And the fact that she doesn't have his back. After he said himself, after all I've done for you, and he smashes everything. I really like this scene as well. And you could see Oz's world crumbling, bro, and he's starting to crash out. Oh no, the fuck is going on, bro? And especially where they're located, man, at Crown Point in that shitty ass apartment. Yeah, it just symbolizes hey, man, even though we took a dub, we're back to ground zero, man. And So so after that, he's like, all right, whatever, ho, get the fuck out of my way. Well, he didn't actually say that, but you know what I mean. So after that, where are they at? Oh no,
aren't they in the cabin where Maroni's at? Or am I jumping ahead?
Oh yeah, I think
yes.
so. Yeah.
So basically, Sophia kind of just pulls up on the Maroni. The way she pulls up is funny to me because Maroni's just there chilling with his guards, and Sophia just fucking kills. Well, she doesn't kill him, but her men kill the guards, and she basically pulls up. And at first, Maroni's very standoffish.
Sure.
Rightfully so because both of their families have a long history.
She's a hardcore op, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
For real.
But at some point, Sophia and Maroni basically have a one-on-one and be like, "Listen, the Falcones are dead. They don't exist no more. We're the Gigantes now, and the Gigantes and the Maronis don't have any beef. In my mind, would have any beef." And so basically, they kind of are.
And she actually praises him,
yep.
And compliments his family. I think your family got it right.
I heard that.
Yeah, because the Maronis, because Salvatore actually said, well, you Falcones just, what did he say again? You just
eat your own.
Yeah, you guys just eat your own. And you could just tell, even he understood the dynamic between the Falcones. And this is where, Sophia is actually saying, yo, you did it right. I think you guys are doing your family right, and that's exactly what I want to do. I killed everybody. I'm trying to form a truce, an alliance,
and a truce,
and a
truce. Dude, this whole scene's fire.
It is, bro.
This whole scene's fire, Brad. But then again, I feel since doing this pod, I feel a lot of people know that my niche is good dialogue between two people, bro. I know that was one of the things we praised. Secret Invasion was the dialogue, even though the rest of the show was just okay. Just scenes where two people are just talking to each other, and you just feel the tension. You're just immersed in the words that are coming out of their
And you know
mouths
what's
and shit.
insane, Hav, is like there's people out there that they would call that boring. Like, oh, it's boring.
Yeah, I know.
Like they're just
It's just
they're just
talking.
yapping. That's
Yeah.
what they would say now.
Yeah.
They're just yapping. It's like, bro, like you gotta lock in, bro, and listen what they're
Yeah,
saying,
bro.
man. It's actually fucking fire shit here. And so after, okay, go ahead, Mario. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I mean, I basically got it. They basically talk about having a truce and how they form an alliance to both take down Oz. And then I think after that, I think that's when Oz finally arrives to Crown Point, where he sees where Vic took his mother, and I think Oz basically walks up to his goes to his where his mother's taken to sleeping. My bad. And they try
This
to
is like,
where I don't know, possibly I'm jumping ahead because I'm pretty sure this is how it went down. He goes up to where his mom is sleeping and hugs her, and Oz is trying to get comfort by his mom, dude. Like he's like, "Mom, like I'm down, like I'm not good right now. Like I need some comfort." And his mom does some cold-hearted shit where she said a line that I was like, "Ooh!" Like if my mom said that to me, bro, I would feel bad.
well, yeah, because he's out here apologizing, you know, to his mom for putting her in the situation. I mean, dude, they're in fucking Crown Point. Bro. They're in a shitty ass place, no fucking electricity. Basically promising that he'll fix things, and Oz, Francis, because then I forgot what happens here. Doesn't he ask something to his mom, or like does his mom respond to something? I forgot.
His mom, the one line where I basically it defines this whole scene is where his mom basically says like, "What kind of son can't take care of his own mother?" And that was where that's the
doesn't
one.
she say like, "Are you trying to kill me or something?"
Does she say that?
And then he like responds. Yeah, he responds saying, "I'm trying to protect you."
Mm-hmm.
And then, I think that's might be it, because then Vic because do they have the entire like conversation there? Go ahead, Mario. I'm gonna let you finish, man.
No, it's because like they had a whole. No, you're right. They had a conversation there. And the whole where like Oz is trying to apologize, but his mom is basically. Remember when we first get introduced to Oz's mom, where like Oz's mom was like, "What what kind of son are you? You're a loser." She's kind of doing the same shit here, bro. Because like look where she's at. She's like, what kind? The line I said, "What kind of son can take care of her own mother?"
Yeah.
And that got to Oz, and that's when Oz gets off of her and like says like, "Fuck, like God damn it, like she's right." Basically being it sucks to say, but like his mom isn't being a good influence on Oz.
That was really.
And it shows why Oz is who he is, because his mom kind of makes him that way. And then after that, that's when he like goes back into the living room where Vic was sleeping, and that's when Vic and him have a cool little one-on-one conversation.
No, yeah, but actually, before we get to that, and that's like another thing that I've noticed as well, is where Wahab said earlier, where Sophia and Oz are like going on parallel, where Sophia is the way she is because of her family, and Oz is the way he is because of.
But isn't it funny behind Sophia? It's her dad, but with Oz, it's her mom.
Yeah,
or his mom. My bad.
It's all on purpose, man.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
This is what you call
a masterpiece.
This is what you call actual like good writing, bro. Good direction, bro. None of this Venom bullshit.
Hell no.
We just reviewed Venom 3, guys. If you guys haven't listened to it, go check that out. But yeah, none of this Venom 3 bullshit. This is like I this shit's fire, bro.
Yeah.
You understand? Look
I
at me,
know.
Mario.
I am looking at you.
All right.
No, but
Anyway.
then I'm about to say because then
Oh yeah, now we're right outside with Vic. Yeah.
they're having a cool one-on-one conversation.
And once again, another fire dialogue. Right?
I was about to say I don't remember exactly what this is, because the thing I remember is that the Oz is fucking around with shit in the living room, and then he breaks his jar.
No, that's waits too ahead. Cause
I was about to say,
before,
go ahead.
No, because before that, right, he is basically kind of like goes outside and Vic wakes up. He's like, "Oh shit, sorry, Oz, I went to sleep."
Yeah, I remember that.
He's
Yeah.
like, "Nah, don't worry about it. You did good, kid." And basically saying that it was a smart move to relocate to Crown Point. And this is where Vic asks Oz about his childhood, basically asking like, "Yo,
here we go. Yeah.
what happened to your brothers and stuff?" And that's where we get more insight on Oz's past, where he says that he lived in Crown Point, and Oz mentions that his old baseball glove that Francis showed Vic earlier belonged to his brother, and that was his brother Jack. And it's in that moment where Vic finally asks up the nerve about like exactly what happened, and this is fire as fuck. I actually like this when Oz said this. He says, "The city took them, just like it took your family." That shit was cold, bro.
It was.
I'm like, dude, that's fucking fire, bro. And you see that more dynamic, that bonding moment with Oz and Vic is because they're just alike, and you kind of get a glimpse of, hey, sometimes you do bad things or irrational decisions because of your upbringing and where you're from and what you are kind of the cards that you're kind of dealt with. And essentially that is kind of how real life is, man. If you grow up in a shitty neighborhood, bro, where it's violence and drugs, most likely you will probably most likely get into that, you know? So the fact that we find out that Oz also lived in Crown Point, also lived in a shitty ass apartment, just like Vic, and explains that his brothers died because the city took them. We can only imply that, you know, they were killed or murdered or something like that. Just goes to show you that Oz and Vic are more alike than you really know. And especially in the earlier episodes that we saw where Oz, it kind of gives more insight as to why Oz always was like trusting Vic and like trying to help him and shit, because he saw himself in him. You know what I mean? So it kind of ties back with that shit as well. And dude, hey man, this shit fire, bro. I don't know what to tell you, bro. This shit's gas, bro. I don't know what to tell you, bro. This shit's gas. I don't know. So that was a fire fucking scene, bro, that they had. And this is where he's still, you know, running around, looking over his things. He breaks his jar, and then he finds this coin. And it's like, whoa, what the fuck? And it's a trolley station, like, coin thing. And he basically tells Vic, hey, Vic, get the fuck up. Let's go. And they go to the underground trolleys. And he basically explains how, like, hey, this shit's been shut down since I was a kid, bro. This was abandoned since I was a kid. These tunnels lead everywhere to the city. And they end up going deeper into the tunnels, and they find this like base of operations type of location where there's another trolley. Oz is there, powers up the generator, and he said, yeah, I like this shit. And you know, it feels, it's not, it's what do you say? It's cold and damp, or he says
it's humid.
It's like it's damp, it's humid. You know what that's good for? And then Vic says, mushrooms, you got it. This is our new base of operations. And as he's doing that, right, this is our new base of operations, and Vic is all smiling. He's like, fuck yeah. And the lights are still going because of the generator, and then finally the generator gives out, all the lights shut down, and one of the lights breaks. And that's how that episode ends. And man, dude, that's just a fire, man.
This scene felt like the first win for Oz this episode.
Yeah, I know what
in my opinion, because like it ended off on a good note where like nothing, like something good happened, but at the same time nothing bad happened to him.
Yeah, so I'm curious. So this is like where, okay, we're starting to see Oz build his own base of operations. Hopefully, I'm curious to see how he's gonna build, get more goons, man. Because, bro, Sophia teaming up with the Maronis is that's not a joke, man. It's gonna be it's gonna be tough with Oz.
The way I see it is it has to be through Vic.
How so? Go ahead.
Because you remember in the beginning of the episode, what's it called? We see Vic with a bunch of like people his age, like how him and Oz met. I'm assuming through Vic, he's gonna go up to Oz like, yo, I can get a group of guys together, people who are young, they're hungry, they want money, they may not be good like the Maronis or the Falcon or the Gigantes now, but that's the only way I can see him getting henchmen.
Yeah,
it's through Vic or like through connections. Oz,
regardless, at this point, Oz needs people, bro. He needs some soldiers, bro, to either protect his base of operations and people to fucking help grow the mushrooms, man,
and sell it
and the bliss. As to how they're gonna get that, we don't know. We gotta see. We gotta see what's up. You think that's Vic? That's the one that's gonna help. But I don't know what it is, bro. With Vic, I don't see him as like the recruiting type. I don't know. But it's interesting to see Vic's like dynamic change, and I really do like it. And honestly, bro, it makes me like, I just hope things work out with him, bro. Because you can tell he was an innocent kid, bro. The Penguin is the one that took him, like, essentially kind of held him for hostage because, hey, I know where you live, whatever. He didn't really have a choice. Yeah. And so finally that episode, what was it, episode 3? Yeah, episode 3. Where he leaves because he was under the pressure of, like, I'm being held hostage, and then that scene was fire. What do you think about that
bathroom,
scene?
yeah.
That shit was so fire.
Yeah.
But
I was a little confused. I'm like, oh shit, because I had a feeling there would be a falling out, but I'm like, it's happening this early in the episode. But then the rest of it played out, where he ends up coming back and running over that goon behind him with the car and shit. Like I was like, oh okay.
Yeah.
But I was just like, damn, like they breaking up already.
For real. So seeing,
I just got invested.
So seeing Vic actually switching up and saying, I am hungry, let's fucking do it, and he's more confident. He's not that. He's learning the ropes. I just hope that things work out for him, bro. I hope that the city does not take him. That's all I gotta say, man.
Yeah, man. Do you guys think Oz's mom's gonna die?
Oz's mom?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm predicting she's
the thing
dying.
is, man, is she's not terminally ill. She just has dementia.
Oh no, I don't even mean. I'm not talking about the illness, girl. I'm talking. She may get murked.
I was about to get to that. So, her, I could see it happening.
Yeah,
I could
do
see
too.
it happening.
I do too.
And that could cause Oz to fucking snap, bro. And him go like, nah, fuck this shit. Like he has nothing to lose, and when you have nothing to lose, man, that's when things can get dangerous, bro.
Yeah, that's true. That was one of my other questions. I was gonna say, how do you think it was gonna go down? Because I had that.
And she died.
Yeah.
Like how she would get killed.
Like I was thinking that because I mean, shit. There's already the implication is there that the Maronis and now the Gigantes are going to merge an alliance to take down Oz. So there maybe killing her would be something like sending a message, kind of like to lure him out.
That would make sense.
Or I might pull a Mario and be wrong for a theory. Do you think Oz will kill her?
Nah, what?
No.
Oz?
You don't think so?
Why would Oz kill her?
Because if the whole show has been him being on the bottom and people demeaning him, every single person, well, that would include his mom.
That's
his mom has
true.
always been demeaning him. Well, so wouldn't his last straw of people who think little of him would be to eliminate the thing that's been holding him back? Like the person who's
I can
always
see what
talks
you're
down
saying.
on him and shit.
I can see what you're saying, bro, but I don't know if I can see that happening. I don't know if Oz would actually do that, because you could tell, like, he fucking loves her dearly, man. Despite her, saying those things,
Harsh things.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking of it like maybe like all that harsh shit that
cause
she
him to
throws
snap or something.
will cause him to like not
And, like,
snap,
kill her?
like not
Like what he did with Alberto.
No. That's not what I mean. Like not like impulsively like how he does Alberto. Like I just mean like that if he truly wants to grow, then like he would just eliminate people who think little of him, who say that he's nothing, that
That'd
he's
be
a,
crazy.
that he's a failure and all this other shit. It would be crazy, but I would see it be in character if he really wants to get on top. Maybe, and it's another symbolism where it's like, I guess he's doing all this in a sense also to get her approval. You notice that? Because like his dad was a mobster, a successful one at that, and Oz is nothing. So maybe it's another way of saying like, I don't need your approval, I can make it without you. I could see it like that. I could be wrong, but I'm saying like, I have a feeling they're setting this character up, her character, to die in this show.
I can see that.
I'm pretty much
I
expecting
can see that part.
Yeah.
And I'm going with either of those two theories. I think the more reliable one will be that
She'll get killed.
she'll get killed by the crime family.
And that pushes Oz
the new
over the
alliance.
edge.
Well, yeah, because we found out that Squid. Because we find out that Vic says Frances, the mom, that that's Squid. He runs like the drops or some shit. So he's working for one of the families. We could tell he's working for one of the families. So now it's one of those things where we get the scene of Squid actually looking and catching Vic and Frances into the building. So he probably might notify exactly where they are. Maybe they'll fucking burn down the building while she's in it, bro, or like some bullshit. Because we saw that Oz like burned fucking Salvatore's wife and kid, bro. So what if he does the same thing? Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna burn the one thing you love. Or I don't know. I'm just making up shit. And burns down the building, and she's in there. But I can see the way they're setting up things of her like her dying. I don't know how. I'm gonna be honest with you. The whole situation of Oz killing her, I don't know if I could see that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if I see that. I just don't think that there might be a reason, because sure, I guess mentally she might be holding Oz back, but I don't think it's enough where like he has to fucking kill her, like eliminate her, like himself. Will she die? I could see that by the hands of the crime family as a message, probably to get him to come out or something, maybe. But yeah, what about you, Mario? You didn't say anything. What do you think about that theory of like Oz killing his mom?
I personally, I just, I don't know. It's hard for me to see that because I think Oz does this all for his mom. So it will be a shocker to me if
I'd way be.
the way I see it is that Oz won't kill his mom. Someone else will, and that's gonna be like the final straw for Oz, where he's like, you know what, I'm a cold-blooded motherfucker. You know what I mean? Where like that pushes him over to do something that's like really reckless and like, yo, it's risky, but guess what? I got nothing else to lose. The whole reason the person I did this for is gone. So if I die doing this, guess what?
So like the city took my mom, so I'm gonna take the city for her, type shit. Dang.
Yeah.
Ain't that fire? Give me that. Damn me up. Damn me up, Hop. Wasn't that fire? That was lucky fire. The city took my mom, so I promised I would take the city for her. Ooh. That's fire as fuck.
We find out Penguin's
copyright.
Yeah, right. We find out Penguin's brother's alive.
Hell no, that's funny.
That'd be crazy. Ooh, could that? I mean, because we're under the impression that he died. Because you're saying the city took them, but could it be different? Like, oh, the city took them, meaning like they went in deeper, like deep shit, like mental state and like where they are now. You know what I mean? Nah, I took it as they died, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Same here.
Yeah. But anyway, that's just us theorizing.
I took it as like when they said like the city took them, like I just took it like
they got murdered.
They died because of bad situations. Just because shit just happens here in Gotham. Just bad time, wrong place at the wrong time. But yeah, man.
But is there anything else that you guys want to add before we close this off?
No.
We gotta give a rating. Fuck.
Oh yeah, a rating.
Jesus
I forgot.
You want to go first off, then me, then you, Mario, or where do you want to go?
I mean, I really like this episode.
All right.
I'd probably give it It was a good one, bro. I'd probably give it a 9.
Damn. Okay. Sweet. I really fucking liked it, man. Another fucking banger episode. The Penguin's a fucking banger. I'm gonna give this one a 10, man. I really fucking like this episode, especially the dialogue that we get with all the different characters, with Sophia and Viddy, fucking Oz with Vic, and Oz and his mom, and the scene that we get with Sophia and Salvatore, and the moments of where Oz is feeling like he's on top of the world to like powerless, to immediately his world crashing down, he's back at the lowest. Like, I don't know. I thought this episode was fucking amazing, man. I'm gonna give this one a 10, bro.
For me, man, I mean, this has been riding the wave of the other episodes that we've been watching. Everything has been exceptional. Acting, writing, story, everything just flows really well. You know, these hour-long episodes just feel like half an hour to me because of how invested I am.
That's so true, bro. When I watch these episodes, I feel like they go fast, bro.
Yeah.
That's facts, dude.
And that's just how you know you're watching something great. And I felt the exact same way when I was watching this one, man. So I would probably just give this one a 10 also.
Sweet, man. So How gave it a 9. Mario and I gave it a 10. That being said, thank you guys so much for listening. Let us know what you guys think. Comment down below. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.
Peace.
See you.